All right, everyone. Got art for inspiration. Super excited about this one right here. Got the Wolverine Weapon X Noir Edition. This is a foreign book. It is official. It's an official Marvel book. Not a bootleg, which is also nice. But yeah, this is super cool. I had to adjust the camera a bit here. The book's oversized, so let's go and I'm just going to get right into this. Um, collects the entire Marvel Comics Presents Weapon X storyline by Barry Windsor-Smith. It is not in English. However, I feel like I saw this book solicited by Marvel and they just didn't put it out. And instead, they put out the what's it called, a deluxe edition or gallery edition in full color. So super happy I was able to track this down. Size of it is like, I think it's like 9 by 14 or something like that. So it is larger. It's not the actual size of a comic page, but it's significantly bigger than your standard hardcover collection. Not as big as, like an actual artist edition or whatever. So, all right, so get some pages here. Nice paper too, by the way. It's got some really nice matte finish. Doesn't have any of that gloss shine to it. So I'm just going to flip through here. A little bit of commentary. So yeah, let's check this sucker out. It's gonna be a little flip through here. These pages are really thick too, so might be skipping a few just because of that. My lighting is also kind of funny nowadays in this office, so I got to kind of hold some of these pages at an angle here so you don't get a full glare, even though it's not a glossy page. The white will still reflect pretty brightly back into the camera because of the angle. Yeah, this is super dope. Yeah, and I studied this thing. I've studied this series so many times, but it's so cool to see it without the colors, because I'm starting to notice all these tick line renders that Barry did, and a lot of the hatching and his approach to the hatching on some of these characters that fall into the background. Yeah, it was just really cool to see this stuff in black and white. There's things I would normally overlook in the color versions, like maybe panels like this or insets like this, and now you got no color distracting you. You don't have like that warm hue versus brushing up against a cool background that would normally draw your eye for the sake of storytelling. Now you just get to appreciate just the line art of this bad boy here. And anyone trying to acquire this, I would suggest like eBay. And there's another what that bookstore, Abe's Bookstore. I found this literally looking up Weapon X hardcover. I didn't look up anything else. You might be able to find it using keywords like Noir, Noir. Yeah, I mean that's really, I'm not really sure how distribution of this works with these books. I do know though, a weird thing about it is when I had ordered this book, there was also sellers that had the exact same book. I think it was an inch smaller, and it was a soft cover. It was not a hard cover. So I'm not sure how that works. Uh, Learn to befriend Google Translate. Because a lot of times it can be really easy to accidentally purchase something. You're like, oh, this one's $10 cheaper. And it might not be the exact one, or you don't care, you know. Again, I feel really fortunate I was able to track this down. See, I do recall something about that though with Marvel. Marvel had some announcement about the Weapon X books, and they called it. They were using the word that IDW was using for like the soft cover collected ones. What do they call them? Artisan. They're not the artist edition. It's when they shrink them down a bit and make them a little more affordable, but because they print them as a soft cover versus like a square back. So I'm pretty sure Marvel had it listed as an artisan or something like that, and I was like, okay. And then that thing just never came out, and then it was it was replaced. It was replaced by the Weapon X Deluxe or Gallery or whatever it is that they called it. That was put out in place of it. So, and as cool as that was, I still got it. It was a little disappointing though because I was excited because I thought it would be this. So you can imagine my excitement finding this sucker here. And I was like, "There's no way." And the nice thing is too, the seller had photos of the inside, so it wasn't like the guessing game. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh, done deal. Take my card. Here you go." Yeah, this stuff is just. I mean, I can't say enough nice things about this run of Barry Windsor-Smith here. Super, super influential to me, and I know it influenced a lot of other artists and still influences me. And I'm sure that a lot of reverence over this specific run of books here. Pretty big volume of work too, being that it was in a Marvel Comics Presents as shorts. I really like this transition right here, the shadows. I guess I should move the book up maybe a little bit. I don't know. Again, sorry. If I move the camera out anymore, I almost was going to do this with my phone, but yeah, if I move the camera out anymore, it's almost like a why bother. It does a weird thing with the line art where it's not going to really be able to capture any of it. I think even now it probably doesn't capture a whole lot of it that great. So insanity. That is insane. So yeah, go ahead and keep going here. Oh God, this is like such a great illustration of just like a human spine. A lot of the little tick lines in the renderings is just defining the muscle, and then you can see where like some of the bone pokes out and that, and just really helpful. If anything, this run of books here was really helpful with just defining like mass and shadow for a lot of us, even if you're not a fan of like Barry's work per se in general. Um, it's got a ton of elements to it that just not every artist employs in their work, to be quite honest. Especially comic art. Most comic artists only look at comic art when they're learning. They're not looking at whole lot of light because life drawing is boring. You know, comic art, that's where the style is, and that's where all the fun stuff happens. So, of course, that's where a lot of us were looking. And um, yeah, Barry just got really, really good understanding of most things and just uh, angles of hands and the muscles that run through them, and uh, even kind of showing you know, the whole, like, you know, fake it till you make it thing. Like, sometimes if there's something questionable, sometimes you just kind of indicate it's there. You don't have to draw every single line to every single piece of a character's physique. But sometimes you do. I keep going here. I love this face. This feels almost like an Alan Davis face to me. Or like a, almost, you know, actually like a Bart Sears. It's weird. This doesn't feel 100% Barry Windsor-Smith to me for some reason. Something about that angle. This one does. Yeah, and then in the back of here, I'm pretty sure that it has a gallery of the covers and some of the other random stuff. And then there was another follow-up Weapon X short story. I think it was in Wolverine Black and White or whatever that book was. I'm pretty sure that's in the back of here too. I got to keep turning these pages, guys. I'm gonna get in trouble here. What happens to me? I don't know if anyone else suffers from this. You start looking at super badass work like this stuff here, and before you know it, the sun is down, everyone's going to bed, and you know you haven't touched your page yet. And that's definitely something I'm guilty of in the past, and I don't want that to happen because I actually got some pages I got to work on tonight. Ah, man, it's so good. So good. All right, keep going. Keep on trucking along. Look at this. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, for the most part, I feel like everything Barry Windsor-Smith illustrated at Marvel to me is gold in my opinion. It's all great. Um, but my favorite work, beside if you take this book out of the equation, definitely his fill-in issues on Uncanny X-Men. And then there was also a fill-in issue over on Iron Man that I got art for inspiration on as well. And I'll be, if it's not posted, I will be having that posted because it's a really beautiful book, and he really knocked it out of the park. I don't recall who inked it. It might actually be Leighton Inks, but I don't recall. But it's just a really, really cool. Everything about that book was cool, and I still remember the first time seeing that book. It was at a Thrifties on the spinner rack, and I just remember saying, "What is this?" And I wasn't really a huge Iron Man fan. There's a specific era of Iron Man that I was really, really into, and but other than that, I wasn't really a huge fan of the character, any of the side quest stuff, or seeing him popping up in like West Coast or the regular Avengers books. But yeah, there's something really special about the way Barry illustrated the character, and then of course Bob Layton had a pretty large handful of issues there that were pretty influential to me in my younger years, learning how to draw stuff nice and learning how to draw stuff terribly, both. I really like this rendering he did up in here on this leg. This splash here was repurposed for so many things. I think there's 3 or 4 trade paperbacks and a hardcover from the 80s that this has been recolored, repurposed. And then reprints. I've seen it on a trading card. This thing's been a t-shirt. I don't think I've ever seen it as a poster, but really, really popular image. And then, of course, the covers. The covers to these are pretty iconic. I'm going to try to keep this video under 30 minutes, and I still got a chunk of pages here, so. These pages look great. You know, another nice thing as a comic creator, someone who writes their own stuff, it's nice to see an artist who was able to put pen to paper and also see it through story-wise and actually like have a conclusion. They had a start and a conclusion in their work. You didn't just kind of drop off the you didn't drop the reader off at a party and then just never come back. You know, it's really cool to see that. Very, very good execution. I think that's another thing outside of the art realm with this series run of books here. Seeing an artist do it doesn't happen as often as people would think in comics. Yeah, it's interesting to see this too. You could see where strokes of whiteout were used to break up some of these hatchings right here, and you get to see it throughout where like whiteout was used to indicate highlighted areas and parts of the musculature that are poking out from the darkness. Yeah. I don't think I've missed many pages here. I'm pretty sure I'm catching most of them. All right, there's this stuff here. And again, apologies about the vantage point with the camera. It's best I could do. Yeah, this panel's wild. This looks so good in black and white. This looks damn good. All right. Let's keep going. This is the end of the mini-series here coming up. The limited run in the anthology, I should say. I saw some of these pages for auction. I think this one was announced months ago. I think it was this page, this original here. Wonder what that's going to end up going for. What does a Barry Windsor-Smith original put someone back these days? All right, so we got this one here. Yeah, it's when he busts out full feral mode. Insanity. God, what a great panel. Yeah, this stuff's awesome. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Get to see Wolverine versus the elements. That's him leaving the premises, and then off-screen indicated kills right here. Yeah, so flashback scene illustrated. Let's see here. Yeah, there's some flashback scenes. So this was from, what's it say? Wolverine 166 and 167. A little bit of a different art style. We all change a bit over time. So similar, but not exact. Not exact. A lot more wispy fine line work from Barry in these right here. Hit's a little different. Still cool though. Still cool. Yeah, definitely hits a little different. All right, we got our covers here. Let's check these out. We got, I feel like this is, it's just a thick ass page. All right, so you got the Marvel Comics Presents 72, Part 1, 73, that was Part 2, Pretty sure it has all of them. Yeah, 74, also iconic. This one was a poster and an advert in stores. I think it was a free giveaway poster at one point. This is my least favorite cover of all because they used a ugly color scheme on it, but the line art is pretty dope. 75. Marvel Comics presents 75. So 72 through 75. Here's 76. I actually like this cover the most, to be honest. This one just feels like the story to me. 77, it's a pretty fun cover as well. 78, obviously this was used for the cover of this. This has been repurposed for several things. 79, very obviously repurposed for a ton of stuff. What else we got in here? We got 80, 81, these are both overlooked. 82, very much. 83, yeah, these are all overlooked covers. Got the wraparound cover to 84. Let's see here. We got some advertisements here. They use a splash here, advertising issue 72 of Marvel Comics Presents. This was a promotional image. Similar, very similar to... Where's that cover at? Where are we at? Am I losing my mind? There it is. So, very similar. Let's see here. Let me change up. So you got this cover, and then you got this one. Pretty much the same shot, just a little bit not the same shot, but pretty close. Interesting. The better piece right there, obviously. So, I got some other promotional. Oh no, these were the pieces used for the hardcover. Yeah, so this was the one. I think it was like a deep red background. I don't know. I think it was like a Sotomayor colors on it. Alternate cover for issue 84 right here. They didn't use it. Get to see this again. No text. That was a cover piece for some other stuff. And then that's it. That's it on that right there. Oh, I didn't mention, so thanks for hanging out till the end. Panini Comics. You got Panini up in, what is it, Germany, France, Spain. I can't pronounce that. Larm. Anyways, thanks for checking this out. Anyone looking for this, good luck. I hope you find it. Shouldn't be extremely expensive unless they're out of print. So, yeah. All right, guys, thanks. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Appreciate you all.